What's going on, my tiddly bitch? It's your man, the caveman here. And yeah, so I know I look like I just woke up because I did. I'm constantly juggling stuff. I'm a parent and I work and I do this. So yeah, if you haven't gotten the hint of it already, it's kind of a bit of a juggle. Um, so yeah, all right. This isn't a agenda video or anything, so don't click away. This is just more of a concern and thoughts about something with the upcoming Hasbro Marvel Legends stuff. Because I did order the Sentinel from the animated Sentinel because I missed out on the original, and two, what was it, two, no, 175, right? I thought 150 would be better. I might have picked up two if it was 150. Something just would ring better, about 300 rather than 350 or whatever, tax, blah, blah, blah. And I also got the Dragon Man for 90, which I thought it was a good price, considering if you look at the Shuma and you look at the Juggernaut is 65, the new Juggernaut, and the Shumagorath are 70. But that Dragon Man is pretty hefty, and he looks damn good, really good upgrades on him and everything. But elephant in the room, I'm a little concerned as to what's going on, with cost on that. Is it going to increase and everything? Like, even to bring up another thing, I went in on the Mystic Legions, that dragon, which was already expensive. And I mean, I'm glad I did. I wanted it, I'm geek for life. It's in my blood. And the dragon was just too good to pass up. So I went in on it, and like I said, the main thing about this video is the cost and the potential increases of it. Because let's be realistic, us as collectors, we know that these companies, especially big boys like, Hasbro, McFarlane, don't get me started on McFarlane. Even though McFarlane is small time compared to like Hasbro or Mattel or them, it's still more big time than the average person, but definitely small time compared to those two juggernauts, so to speak. And these guys can eat this cost. They can totally eat it, and not have to pass it on to their customers, consumers, whatever you want to say. But it is still a concern, because if that Dragon Man is going from 90 to another 10%, that's another $10. Which basically means you would have gotten charged for shipping. And it just kind of sucks. And the Sentinel, 10% on what, 180 would be another $18. So that would come out to 200. And it's just, if it is 10%, if not more, if whatever they cut, I mean, they're laying people off and all this stuff. So they're obviously cutting corners and making up more excuses to keep more money and revenue and all that. And it's like, it's really messed up. You know what I mean? And I feel for those guys. Diamond Selects just went under, and it seems like, I don't know what's going on, but from what I read and see, they don't really know what's going on, that specific division yet with the figures and everything, because they've had stuff on pre-order and everything. I know people were excited about some of the stuff too, like I think the that Hobgoblin that was supposed to be coming out. I know a lot of people wanted that 80s 90 type Hobgoblin. But yeah, it's just a concern about the I mean, everything. This is luxury stuff, okay? It is. It's a luxury item. It's something you enjoy. It's a hobby. So, I get it. It's not food or clothes or something that you actually need, but it's something that brings you some joy and escape from let's just be blunt, the bullshit that just goes on in the world. Everybody needs that. Life is meant to be lived and enjoyed, and not festered and just being consumed by just the trash and the fucked upness that's in the world. Not to say don't be prepared for that stuff. You know, like how does that saying go where it's like a leader or something never seeks out war, but they're always prepared for it. That goes for life in general, you know. But it doesn't mean you have to be a festering pile of shit and just be miserable and negative and because you know, like from your perspective, shit just sucks. But you know, it's not. You can't live that way because you are surrounded by your energy attracts what you put out. So if you're negative and everything sucks, that's just the way it's going to be. And then you start to become complacent with that. So that's just the way you live and the way you think. And you know, you gotta change the fucking script on that. You know, you just do. It just you just fucking have to. Otherwise, unless you enjoy being that way, you know, misery loves company, and people like that always try to drag other people down. Blah blah blah. But again, this is the reality of the situation. So it's a concern as to if this stuff increases and that dragon, like that, even getting hit with something as I'm not going to say as minuscule as a 10% because 10% on $800 is what another 80 bucks, right? Yeah, so yep, another $80 on top of that, so it's really 900. That's another chunk. You know what you could do with that $80? Not even on a luxury item. You know, you can go buy some fucking socks that you need, or food that you need, or food that you need for your family, or you know. But it is a concern. So I just wanted to make this quick drop in. If anybody else is concerned about these increases, I mean, those companies are going to have to give you a heads up if you would need to cancel your stuff. And there are places that have been honoring that or locking in prices, but I haven't heard a damn thing from Hasbro about those not being tampered with on the Dragon Man and the Sentinel. So just be aware of that, you know, on possible things that could happen because those guys are supposed to be getting released at the around fall, right? When the Dragon Man and the Sentinel is supposed to be coming out. Anyway, just yeah, just some quick thoughts on that, some concerns, and I wonder if anybody else is feeling that way as well. So I tried to make this short and sweet. You know, I always try to do that on my videos. I appreciate everybody that's been checking them out, giving me a chance. You know, the community and the culture just there's good stuff out there and there's bad stuff out there too. But as long as you don't let that shit affect you as a person, as a decent person, you'll be all right, you know? So that's all I got for you today. And yeah, like, subscribe, drop some comments. Let's get a conversation going. And yeah, I appreciate every little bit. And I'll catch you guys next time in the cave.